ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो
ओम नमो
भगवते
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो
ओम नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नारायणं
नारायणं
नमस्कृत्यं
नमस्कृत्यं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं
नरं
चैव
चैव
नरोत्तमं
नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं
देवीं
सरस्वतीं
सरस्वतीं
व्यासं
व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
ततो
ततो
जयमुदीरयेत्।
जयमुदीरयेत्।
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
अभद्रेषु
अभद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं
नित्यं
भागवत
भागवत
सेवया
सेवया
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भगवते
भगवती
उत्तमश्लोके
उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति
भक्तिर्भवति
नैष्टिके।
नैष्टिकी।
Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, titled Conclusion, the Perfection of Renunciation. And today's verse is verse number 28. Ayukta prakrita stabdha
आयुक्त
अयुक्त
प्राकृत
प्राकृत
स्तब्ध
स्तब्धः
stato naishkrito alasha
शटो
सतो
नैष्कृतो
नैष्कृतो
आलसः
आलसः
visadi dirgha sutri cha
विषाडी
विषादी
दीर्घसूत्री च
दीर्घसूत्री च
karta tamasa uchyate.
कर्ता
कर्ता
तामस्य
तामस
उच्यते।
उच्यते।
Ayukta prakrita stabdha
आयुक्त
अयुक्त
प्राकृत
प्राकृत
स्तब्धः
स्तब्धः
shada naishkrita alasa
षडो
शटो
नैष्कृतो
नैष्कृतो
आलसः
आलसः
visadi dirgha sutri cha
विषाडी
विषादी
दीर्घसूत्री च
दीर्घसूत्री च
karta tamasa uchyate.
कर्ता
कर्ता
तामस
तामस
उच्यते।
उच्यते।
Any Prabhuji?
आयुक्तः प्रकृतः स्तब्धः
आयुक्त
आयुक्त
Ayukta
प्राकृत
prakrita
प्राकृत
स्तब्धः
stabdha
स्तब्धः
षष्ठ नैष्कृतिक अलसः
सतो
शतो
sato
नैष्कृतो
नैष्कृतो
naishkrita
आलसः
alasa
आलसः
विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च
विषाडी
विषादी
visada dirgha
दीर्घसूत्री च
sutri
दीर्घसूत्री
cha
च
कर्ता तामस उच्यते।
कर्ता
कर्ता
karta
तामस
तामस
tamasa
उच्यते।
uchyate.
उच्यते। आयुक्त प्राकृत शब्दः
आयुक्त
आयुक्तः
Ayukta
प्राकृत
prakrita
प्रकृतः
स्तब्धः
स्तब्धः
stabdha
शटो नैष्कृतिको आलसाः
षटो
षष्ठ
sato
नैष्कृतिको
नैष्कृतिक
naishkrito
अलसः
आलसः
alasa
विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च
विषाडी
विषादी
visadi
दीर्घसूत्री
दीर्घसूत्री
च
dirgha
च
cha
कर्ता तामस उच्यते।
कर्ता
कर्ता
karta
तामस
तामस
tamasa
उच्यते।
उच्यते।
uchyate.
आयुक्त प्राकृत स्तब्ध
आयुक्तः
Ayukta
आयुक्त
प्रकृतः
prakrita
प्राकृत
स्तब्धः
stabdha
शब्दः
षटो नैष्कृतिको आलसः
शटो
षष्ठ
sato
नैष्कृतिक
naiskritiko
नैष्कृतिको
अलसः
alasa
आलसः
विषाडी दीर्घसूत्री च
विषादी
Vishadi dirgha
दीर्घसूत्री
sutri
च
cha
कर्ता तामस उच्यते।
कर्ता
कर्ता
karta
तामस
तामस
tamasa
उच्यते।
uchyate.
उच्यते।
Thank you so much. Word by word meaning. Ayukta,
आयुक्त
आयुक्तः
आयुक्तः
not referring to the spiritual injunctions.
not
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 referring to the
referring
referring
to
to
the
the
spiritual
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 injunctions.
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 Prakrita,
Prakrita
प्राकृतः
Prakrita
materialistic.
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 Stabda,
Stabda
स्तब्ध
शब्दः
obstinate.
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 Satatha, sata,
सतः
Tataha
sata,
ततः
deceitful.
Tataha
deceitful.
deceitful.
Naiskritika,
नैष्कृतिक
नैष्कृतिकः
Naiskritika
expert in insulting others.
expert
expert
in
in
expert in
insulting
insulting
others.
others.
insulting others.
Alasa,
आलस
आलस्य
Alasa
lazy.
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 Visadi,
विषादी
विषादी
Vishadi
morose.
मरोज
morose.
morose.
Dirghasutri,
दीर्घसूत्री
Dīrghasutri
procrastination.
procrastinate.
procrastinate.
Cha,
च
Cha
also.
also
also.
also.
Karta,
कर्ता
कर्ता
worker.
worker
worker.
Tamasa,
तामस
तामस
Tabusa
in the mode of ignorance.
in
in
the
the
mode
mode
of
mode
of
of
ignorance.
ignorance
ignorance.
Uchyate
उच्यते
उच्यते
Uchyate
is said to be.
is
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 said
said
said to
to
be.
be.
Translation. Translation by His Divine Grace Sivakti Vedant Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
The worker
The
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 worker
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 who is always engaged in work
who
Who
is
is
always
always
engaged in
engaged
work
in work
against the injunction of the scripture,
against the
injunctions
injunctions of the scripture,
who is materialistic,
who is materialistic,
obstinate,
obstinate,
cheating,
cheating,
and expert in insulting others,
and expert in insulting others,
and who is lazy,
and who is lazy,
always morose,
always morose,
and procrastinating,
and procrastinating,
is said to be
is said to be
a worker in the mode of ignorance.
a worker in the mode of ignorance.
Anyone would like to read this purport by His Divine Grace?
In the scriptural injunctions, we find that we find what sort of work should be performed and what sort of work should not be performed. Those who do not care for those injunctions engage in work not to be done, and such persons are generally materialistic. They work according to the modes of nature, not according to the injunctions of the scripture. Such workers are not very gentle, and generally they are always cunning and expert in insulting others. They are very lazy, even though they have some duty, they do not do it properly, and they put it aside uh, to be done later on. Therefore, they appear to be morose. They procrastinate anything which can be done in an hour, they drag on for years. Such workers are situated in the mode of ignorance.
Thank you, Prabhu. Let's all chant together. Om Agyana
Om
Timirandasya
Ajnana
Gyanan
Timirandasya Jnana Jana Sarakaya
Chakshurmilitam Yena
Chakshurmilitam
Tasmai
Yena
Sri
Tasmai
Gurave
Sri
Namah
Gurave Namah
Sri
Sri
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Manobhishtam
Manobhishtam
Sthapitam Yena
Sthapitam
Bhutale
Yena Bhusale
Swayam
Swayam
Rupa
Rupa
Gata
Kada Mahyam
Yam
Dadati
Dadati Swapadantikam
Swapadantikam
Vandeham
Vandeham
Shri
Shri Guru
Guru
Sri
Shri Kamalam
Yuktapadakamam
Shri Guru
Shri Guru
Vaishnavam Cha
Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam
Sagrajatam
Sagrajatam
Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam
Sajivam Sadvaitam
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 Sahavadutam
Srishtam
Parijana
Krishna
Saitam
Chaitanya
Krishna
Devam
Chaitanya Dev
Sri
Sri
Radha
Radha
Krishna
Krishna Padan Sahagana
Sahagana Lalita
Lalita
Sri
Sri Vishaka
Vishakhanasya
Tansha
He
He
Krishna
Krishna
Karunamalo
Karuna
Dinamando
Dinabandhu
Jagatpate
Jagatpati
Gopesha
Kesha
Gopika
Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta
Tapta Kanchana
Kanchana
Gaurangi
Gaurangi
Radhe
Radhe
Vrindavane
Vrindavaneshwari
Vrishabhanu Suteshwari
Vrishabhanu Sute
Pranamami
Devi
Hari Priye
Pranamami Hari Hari
Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya
Sindhubhya
eva cha
Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavnebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Namo Namo
Namaha
Jai
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Jai
Jai
Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri
Shri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhar
Gadadhara
Srivas
Srivasadi
Adi Gaur
Gaura
Bhakta Vrinda
Bhakta
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama Hare Hare Glachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadra Bhyang Jagannathaya Te Namah. So thank you so much for joining this wonderful Sangha. We are meeting after a long time because of so many Rath Yatra, Snan Yatra, Rath Yatra and Bahuda Yatra which fell on a weekend. And today we are restarting from where we left up. Here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is explaining about the qualities of a worker in Krishna consciousness who is in the mode of ignorance. So before, so Krishna is very systematic in explaining, in triplets, in the sense, worker in the mode of goodness, passion. Today we are in ignorance. Prior to that, he spoke about intelligence. He spoke about trying to build a case of how we should understand work from intelligence. Without intelligence, there is no work. Otherwise, that work has no meaning. So in order to do some work, there has to be some intelligence. So with that intelligence in mind, he packaged it and he explained intelligence in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, and so on and so forth. So now here, a person who is under the influence of certain intelligence, then when he ends up doing certain work, how that work is appearing to others. So the person who is in the mode of ignorance, he does not refer to spiritual injunction. Ayukta. That means he is not referring to the spiritual injunctions. That's one quality of a person who's working in mode of ignorance. Then the second thing is he is very materialistic. He is very prakrita. That means his prakriti is this material world, and prakriti is this material world, and he is too much into this material world in terms of being materialistic. Cars, houses, job, stock market, very materialistic. Branded shirts, watches, shoes, very materialistic. And he's stabdha, he is obstinate. He's very he's very obstinate. You can't. Devotees are very soft. They can be conceived, they can be convinced into accepting the positive angle of the Lord. But here, as these people are not following the scriptures, they are very obstinate. So that's the third quality. And they are satha. Satho. That means he's deceitful. They want to really con others. It's a cheating propensity. The human beings have a cheating propensity. They're deceitful. That's a fifth quality. And they abuse others. Given a chance, they are naishkrita. They are expert in insulting others. Think about Duryodhan, for example. Think about Dusasan. Think about Ravan. They're expert in insulting others, thinking, getting things from other points, and they're expert in insulting others. And they're very lazy. They're alasa. They're always alasa. And they're always sad. They're within the confines of the mode of ignorance. Ignorance is darkness. Krishna, where is Krishna? Krishna is full of light. There is no darkness. As they are without the spiritual injunctions, they are always under darkness, under morose, under sadness. And they are dirgha sutri. They will be planning, I'll be building, a temple 5 years, 10 years down the line. They are not accountable. They're always procrastinating. Dirgha sutri. Very beautifully Krishna is explaining. And all these qualities are exemplification of mode of ignorance. So if we start going into each of this, you realize that the devotees, they follow dharma. And what is dharma? Dharmantu sakshat Bhagavad pranita. That means the pastime of the Lord is dharma. When Krishna steals butter, that is dharma. But when you steal butter, that is going to jail. That is like doing a mistake. So whatever Lord does is dharma. Dharmantu sakshat Bhagavad parinita. That means whatever Lord does, Bhagavad, that is dharma. And whenever that dharma, which is inscribed in scriptures, is followed, that means you're following dharma. So a person who is not following Bhagavad Gita for that matter, Srimad Bhagavatam for that matter, then they're not following scriptures. And because they're not following scriptures, they are in darkness. They are in the mode of ignorance. So always the first thing is in our day-to-day life, hearing about from scriptures, hearing about our acharyas, as Prabhuji was mentioning in the beginning of the class, we regulate our life so that our life is controlled by the dealings of the scriptures. We lead a life of Bhagavad Gita. We lead a life taking inspiration from Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is some beautiful subject matter around Kapila Dev and Mother Devahuti. And if you read it, you would understand from the Sankhya Yoga philosophy how to die in a very graceful manner in this world, how to not have material connections, and how to detach yourself. If we are not detaching ourselves over a period of time after having joined Krishna consciousness, you'll realize, you yourself will realize that you are not making progress in Krishna consciousness. So staying with that, Prakrita means it's very materialistic. They're too much attached. They're too much attached to these material things, too much attached to this branded shirts, branded pants, shoes, and they think that we are the body and we have to ornamentize our body by putting so many branded things without realizing that we're not the body and we are the soul. And 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 they're stabda. That means they're obstinate. They decide to do something even if it is wrong. They will not give it up actually. And obstinacy and determination seems to be similar, but they are not. Obstinacy don't think obstinacy, if something is wrong and you follow that path, that is not determination. Determination is you have come up with the right path and you're determined to get the job done, whether it is 12 midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. That is determination. Determination is not about indulging in a thing which is going to harm others and you keep on doing it forever. Determination is positive. Even if I do not get success, I'll do it. But obstinacy is negative. It is not desirable. One should give it up, but still one doesn't give it up. Although one may experience oneself and learn from others, still doesn't give up. Dhruva Maharaj actually continued even after Narad Muni's advice. And same is the case with Duryodhana. But difference is Dhruva Maharaj followed the scriptures through Narad Muni's instructions, but Duryodhana and Ravan, they did not follow the scriptures. So when we follow something in a determined manner, following scriptures, it is actually determination. You are backed by information, it is backed by history, it is backed by our acharyas, and because we are in a descending succession of knowledge where the knowledge has come through disciplic succession and you are just following that. So it has worked for generations. So following that in a determined manner gets us closer to following dharma instead of we following anything which is concocted by a human being which is not even 5 years old, that philosophy, that treatise, or that axiom. And that's the reason why most of this new religions which takes it out from another orifice, they fail because it's not proven. It's not proven. It's not certified by the Lord. What is dharma? Dharma is the one which is certified by the Lord. When with love he steals, that is the law of the land. And people, devotees, derive pleasure in that. Once we recognize that, then you would not equate that with our stealing of butter, because we are not God ourselves. So we have to recognize who the authority is, and there is also a mention of sato, means deceitful. Person who is very treacherous to do things for oneself. The person doesn't care or have the compassion or kindness for others. One who uses others for one's purpose. And those kind of things, they're very deceitful. They want to use or misuse some information for their benefit again and again and again. And Nashkrito, they feel happiness in hurting others. Think about how much happiness Duryodhana and Dushasan were getting when Draupadi Maharani were getting disrobed. And they were just laughing and, they were just filled with poison. And they are very lazy. They are very lazy. When Sugrivji, after Lord Ram killed elder brother Bali and was waiting for Sugrivji to come join him, Sugrivji, in his mode of ignorance, was enjoying the wives he got after winning. And rainy season came, Lord Ramji was getting worried. And seeing Lord Ramji getting worried, Lakshman said, "Let me go and teach Sugriv a lesson because he has turned into a lazy person." So, and then fast forward, finally, Sugrivji agreed. He paid obeisances. He asked for forgiveness. So this laziness has also crept in some of us, and sometimes we become lazy in our devotional service, in our chanting. And that's the reason why we want a reawakening in the form of a guru, like how Lakshman went and got Sugrivji out of sleep, and then Sugrivji fought the epic, the battle, and helped Ramji with his Sena to help Ramji. And the other quality in the mode of ignorance is Dirgha Sutri. They will be contemplating. The temple will be made. It will be made forever. Temple will not. So whenever there is no accountability, people use that process failure to recognize that they can continue and continue and continue. So you put that element of accountability, and everything happens with an accountability with a 360-degree reporting structure. Everything will be felt. Nowadays, some of the executive reports, if you see, these reports are consistent across the board, right from production all the way to sales. There is nothing to hide anywhere. With the color coding, you can really make out the accountability. There, it's not Dirghasutri. If the ROI is not within a year or so, if you miss the quarter profits, 2 consecutive quarters of losses, the CXO's job is on the line. CEOs, CIOs, CXOs, they lose their job actually. So in this age of accountability, there is no chance for anybody to be the repository that I will get the result 10 years from now. People's jobs are on the line. If so, that's, and anybody who is not result oriented, Krishna is saying they are the Dirghasutri and they are in the mode of ignorance. Ignorant people do not have any place. And Visadi, Visadi means in they are always thinking about Vishaya Vastu. That means they are all focusing around material things, they're procrastinating their Dirghasutris, and they are always morose because there is no excitement. There is no excitement in the sense that there is nothing competent enough for them to be excited about because they are always thinking. Uh, so that's so, and they're also generally selfishness is for things, but it can be at the level of thoughts that one wants everyone's attention, either by letting everyone know he's doing excellent or drawing their attention by putting forward this miserable condition. So they are always in that flux wherein not the best comes out. Some people become mentally sick in the sense they always think of themselves in a negative way with a self-IT, which is not humility. Self-IT is very self-centered. They always think that they are the excuse, they are the victim mentality. If something bad happens, they are. So Srila Prabhupada and Bhaktitirtha Maharaj in some of their articles have said, we have to shun this victim mentality that, the whole world is against me and I'm not successful because of some things here and there. So we should shun this victim mentality. Those are essentially words of a ignorant worker. a worker who is in the mode of ignorance. And Vishadi, Dirghasutricha. That means he is always Dirghasutri. So he is morose because he's always thinking about himself. He's not keeping Krishna in the center. Because he's thinking he's not keeping Krishna in the center and keeping himself, he is morose. But once he keeps Krishna in center, then you'll think about some of the great pastimes of Lord Krishna and some of the sweet pastimes of Lord Krishna. And that's the reason why devotees are always happy, whether they are doing a small thing here and there, cooking bhoga for the Lord and things like that. So when we give these attributes, so this is a verse which basically tells us how not to do the work, how to be a worker without this. We have to shun laziness. We have to shun the attitude of not following the scriptures. We have to shun to be materialistic. We have to shun or rather get rid of how to be obstinate, how to listen to others, how not to be obstinate. We should shun deceitfulness, and we should not insult others. We should not work on insulting others by trying to find fault. We should not be lazy, and we should not be morose, and we should not be procrastinating. Dirghasutri, oh, I'll do this, show it, chant, uh, bring your points into the table when we discuss about, and then once we get rid of this, we are no more worker in mode of ignorance. So with that, I would like to end here. It's a beautiful topic. At the end of the day, if we practice and we uh, follow the scriptures, once we scripturize our mind by reading and discussing scriptures, we would end up becoming not only better devotees, but a better human being. So with that, I'd like to end here. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any question, comments, reflections? Let's discuss.
Just one thing, maybe it's a doubt or something, but as a human being, Prabhuji, those three modes will always be present, whatever we do. I mean, apart from Krishna consciousness, which is at Suddha Sattva level, anything that we do, it will be at the three modes. Either it would be ignorance or at the mode of, goodness or whatever. But those three modeness will always be there in human being, right, Prabhuji?
Yes, it will be there by virtue of how conscious we are. As we grow in Krishna consciousness, always it will be there. You are right. It will be there. It's not because we have become Paramahamsa or something like that. But you'll realize that as you spend more time in Krishna consciousness, earlier, in order to get small benefits, your thought process, your attitude was narrow-minded, you're deceitful. But now it's no more that. You're looking for a bigger picture. You're looking at, so consciously you think you've shunned so many of these anarthas by her. It will be there, but the quantity and the amount of time you are into those modes will become less and less and less and less. And in every step of the way, whether it is deceitfulness or laziness. Earlier, we were lazy in probably reading novels or so many other mundane books. But now, instead of those novels, you're reading Srila Prabhupada's books or Srimad Bhagavatam or some of these Prabhupada Bani for that matter. So in which case, you have transformed actually. So all those earlier aspects of laziness, morose, dirghasutri, um, when you realize that you should not hurt others, you have become flexible. As you have you're chanting, your heart has become like a butter. When it has become like a butter, you are no to earlier. So all this will consciously you live this life right in this life. That's the reason why Krishna consciousness is an experience, and you yourself will experience this right in this life and transform yourself in this life, and you'll feel it, because the entire concepts, the entire uh, instructions is so well laid out by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when you give Krishna a chance in your life, all this will gradually go away. But yes, as we fall sleepy, we have this element of darkness. And as you fall sleepy, you're not alert enough. You're not Krishna consciousness. At that time, you're right. There is that element of tamasa, but it will become less and less, and it will not impact you because you're becoming a better and better person regularly. Okay, bro.
Yes, Prabhuji. Very much. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, bro. Hare Krishna. Any other comments, reflections?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanvat Pranam all Srila Prabhupada and all Vaishnavas. Prabhuji, first of all, the examples you gave, they are really revealing, Prabhuji, which are pertaining to these mode of ignorance, attributes which we were talking. All the examples were very, there's those examples made us very self-explanatory, Prabhuji. Thank you for that. And to Pradha Prabhu's question also, Prabhuji, one of my thought process is that, Prabhuji, that the modes are there. We all are in this material nature because we have interacted with the three modes of nature in some proportions, in some proportion of goodness, in some proportion of passion, and some portion of ignorance. That's how our subtle body has evolved, and we took this body with this mind, with this tongue, with this intelligence, right, Prabhuji? But Krishna says that we can, those, as you told Prabhuji, if we try to be Krishna conscious, or if we try to keep him in the center, we transcend the three modes, right? I won't say we'll go to Shuddha Sattva, but definitely we will try to transcend, at least temporarily at that point of time, we'll transcend, Prabhuji. Like as you told, if we are feeling sleepy, if we get up and walk, we have already transcended that, Prabhuji, right? We have transcended that mode of lethargy or laziness, what we were about to go to. So the addition, what I want to say is that, Prabhuji, we will be in these modes because that's the nature of the material nature, and that's the nature of our subtle body which we have acquired from our past karma. So we cannot avoid that, but Krishna has given us a chance to transcend them through the practices what Srila Prabhupada Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given, and we can transcend them, Prabhuji. That is the purpose of this Krishna consciousness. So let's try to transcend them in whatever way and fashion which is suitable at that point of time for you, Prabhuji. Whether in work or whether while we are chanting or whether we are reading, whatever, Prabhuji, whatever, we will transcend, we'll try to transcend these three modes. There is a verse which clearly says this, Prabhuji, I don't exactly remember, but Gunamai, Esha Gunamai, I am forgetting the verse, Prabhuji.
Daivi Eshi Gunamai,
Daiva Esha
Gunamaya
Gunamai. That is the exact answer for your question, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, which verse is that? So that Pradap Prabhu can refer to that. Mama Maya
Yes,
Duratyaya.
I'll bring. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, thank you. Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining in such a nice way.
No, thank you,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
so just to Prabhuji's points, let me share the screen. So Daivi
Thank you,
Eshi
Prabhuji.
Gunamai, Mama Maya Turatura, Mavaivet Prapadanti, Mamya Hitam Tarantite. That means the divine energy of mind, consisting of three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me, surrendering has so much power, we can
Exactly,
easily overcome it.
overcome it. Yeah. So surrender, Prabhuji, that is the key. That is what all our that is what my Guru Maharaj, when I take the initiation, he pre initiation he has a decorum, Prabhuji. He calls us the evening before and he told us this only: you have to surrender. Now I will give my realization of the surrender in a very short, Prabhuji. Surrender means, Prabhuji, to accept the situation as is. Like it may appear it is not favorable for us now, or it may be uncomfortable for us now, or it may be very painful for us now, but eventually, as Prabhupada always tells that the medicine, when mom puts a medicine into the child, it will be very bitter, right? So for now it is bitter, but in the long it will cure the problem which he or she is the baby is having. So similarly, surrender is to accept as it is the situation. Okay, I'm in this situation, Krishna, thank you. Oh, let me see how to mitigate this situation, keeping you in the center. That's the surrender, Prabhuji, my realization. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you. And also, Prabhuji, one point I want to tell my realization on when you are explaining these attributes, Prabhuji. You know, all these negative, we go into the negativity, Prabhuji. The problem, the depression, you know, why people are depressed? Because we go into the mode of negativity, basically. When we are morose, the moroseness is that is what. So when we don't follow the scriptural injunctions and we try to have our own intelligence. Oh, okay. I don't care what the scriptures say, but this is what the current situation demands, and I will do it. It may be temporary, but eventually that will lead into moroseness, and which is negativity and depression, Prabhuji. So we have to be. We cannot say that, oh, I can be a Dirgha Sutri for all the lifetime. No, eventually it will hurt you. It will bite you, and it will take you into depression where you don't feel like doing anything. So that is the final effect of all these qualities, Prabhuji. That we don't feel happy basically when something is not achieved. We don't feel great, right? Suppose my workday goes without achieving, without doing anything. I just procrastinated. I never attended any meeting, and in the end, I don't be at the end of the day, I won't be happy. Okay, I passed the day, but I won't be very happy, Prabhuji. Same, that is what the moroseness, and then that's what next day also I will carry that, and I will be depressed. So I will not be motivated or inspired to do next day work. So I wanted to add that, Prabhuji, that this moroseness will lead us to negativity and depression. So we should be really, really careful in avoiding these or transcending these, what you are called, Prabhu, shun. We have to shun these attributes. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Any other comments, reflections, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Sorry, Prabhuji, I missed the last class, but it is very nice class today as well. So, Prabhuji, just wanted to know, like, how to improve the hearing quality, Prabhuji, because I see, right, in Bhagavatam, King Pariksit didn't do anything, Prabhuji, okay. Only 7 days only he listens, okay, right? By only listening, only he, you know, goes with Godhead, right? He attained the God, right? Just wanted to know, like, how, like, the difference that the King Pariksit, right, the hears, right, and our hearing, what is the difference and how to improve our hearing, Prabhuji?
Very nice class. Very nice question, Prabhu. See, as you know, Prabhu, we all are conditioned. We all are. We have some preconceived ideas. We are all born into certain families. We all have certain eating habits. We have certain relationship. Uh, Sh- Parikshit Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, uh, when Takshak had to bite, he came through a flower and he expanded, and then he with so much protection Parikshit Maharaj had, he could be bitten. So Parikshit Maharaj realized that he only has 7 days to live. So he has nowhere to go. When a person knows that he has only 7 days to live, and he is very conscious, he is the grandson of Arjuna, right? He is very conscious. He knows about the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead because his grandpa took direct instructions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When a situation is such, he decided the best way to spend my last 7 days of my life is to hear the best scriptural references. And he had surrendered, he had a nice upbringing, he had nice realizations, he was conscious. So our upbringing we cannot change. Only thing we can change here is surrender and our quality of Krishna consciousness. If we are surrendered, as we discussed in that other verse, we can transcend, we can go beyond. If we can surrender, we gave that example today in the morning that when a cat holds a mice, it is death personified. But when the same cat holds a kitten in the same neck with the same force, he is love personified. She is love personified because she was totally surrendered. We in our life, we have doubts. We have to shun these doubts. We have to become more surrendered into scriptures, in our guru, in your sadhu, in the sastra, and also we have to increase our quality of chanting so that we give. If a sponge has full of water, it can't absorb. If the sponge is humble enough that he has nothing, nowhere to go, he can absorb more and more water. So you have to give humility and so many qualities, but humility and surrender a chance so that we become, and also increase our quality of Krishna consciousness by our quality of association, quality of sadhana, so that our hearing becomes more and more powerful. If the sponge is empty, then only it can absorb water. Otherwise, it's filled with water and puffed upness. It can't absorb water. So those are some little techniques, Prabhu, I wanted to share. Hope that helps.
Yes, Prabhuji, nicely explained. And Prabhuji, also like I want to, I'm looking for a Jagannath Balabhadra Subhadra deity which is made of neem wood, right?
Hmm.
So as I'm traveling to India, like Odisha and Puri and Vrindavan, right? This coming November, December 1 month.
Hmm.
So because do you know Prabhuji, like in Puri, like anyone where I can buy, good neem wood
Yeah,
deities?
yeah. So there is a place I'll share. That place provides. I'll share in the chat or in the group as well, because it's getting. So the thing is, a lot of devotees they get deities because of the temperature difference between. And here also there are a lot of temperature difference, right? Because some are heat inside the house, cold inside the house, AC, cold, expansion, contrast. They go through major maintenance immediately, and that's a common challenge. So I'll give you the name of the shop. Uh, that shop is very renowned, and he can authorize that that wood is made up of neem, and that will not go through the kind of maintenance. A lot of deities they look very nice on the streets, and people fall in love and get it, but they have imperfections. They have been covered with a lot of putty, this, that, and all, and they all open up because the putty is not good enough. So I'll just share you that name of the place. Let me share it with you right now as I so that I don't forget.
So Prabhuji, I have to pre-order like 1 month before or 2 months before,
So
or
how long you're staying in Puri?
Puri I'm staying 2 days, Prabhuji.
Okay, so go on day one and meet this person in his shop. I just sent it to you, and he has a lot of selections, and it's a big collection of uh, options you have. And there you can Google this name also. It's pretty renowned. This person is he provides to temples, and then you can definitely get the right deities for yourself. So you can serve. Okay, bro. I just shared with you. You
Sure,
got it,
Prabhuji.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you,
So
sir.
so if they have all they are very renowned. And they are not like any other Silpi and all. They have their own. You can have a discussion with the owner, and they're very good people. They're conscious as well, and they can. You'll be happy if you get it from there.
Hare Krishna. Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you. And also, Hare Krishna Bhakti Ratnakar Prabhuji, could you please share me that link, Prabhuji, like you told very beginning, right? Like Prabhupada Bani video, where I can
I'll
listen the
share.
audio, right?
Yeah. Also, Prabhuji, in the question you asked, I want to add to what him Jagannath Prabhu has told. Of
Sure,
all
Prabhuji.
our senses, Prabhuji, the hearing sense is the most receptive, Prabhuji. In the sense, when you sleep, Prabhuji, all your other senses are not active. The only active sense is probably your hearing. That's why we raise to the alarm, right? When alarm rings, we rise. So that's why my Guru Maharaj told that hearing is better than any other thing. So if you have a choice of studying and hearing, uh, the realization which we all got is that try to hear Prabhuji. Study means you have to do very scrutinizingly. You have to study Prabhuji. It may happen or may not happen, but hearing, you don't have to be you. Of course, you have to be attentive, but you don't have to take much toll on your mind because somebody is already explaining what they have realized, gone through. So do that, Prabhuji, and I will share the link right now, Prabhuji.
Okay, bro.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Okay, bro. Let's end here. Let's pay obeisance at the lotus feet of all Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpataruvascha kripa sindhu vayocha patitanam
Patitanam
pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavivan
Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Vaishnavind
Namaha.
ki jai. Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Bhagavad ki jai.
Granth Raj Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.
Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Bol.
Him Jagannath Prabhu ki jai.